here. What are we going to pull out on this guy? Okay, just a 4, right? They don't have variables on both parts. The only thing we're going to pull out is 4. Now, tell me what's wrong with this answer. Here's what not everybody, here's what some people want to tell me the answer is. What's wrong with that?
Forgot to divide the x, which is 1x.
Okay, so if I stick a 1 in front, same thing, right?
No. I don't know.
Well,
What's wrong with my answer?
well, you didn't take the x, so we put like 4x.
Okay, you guys are obsessed with the x's. Is there an x on both parts?
No.
So you can't pull an x. There's no variables that can move. But what's wrong with this?
There's no -4.
There's no -4, so what should I have there though? Not a 0.
-1.
1, right? 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, we're going to pull out a GCF of 4. You're going to have an x squared minus, and then 4 divided by 4 is 1. That's what a lot of people miss. A lot of people don't want to put this 1 there, okay? Just keep in mind, you are dividing every part, which means there's an answer even if it's just a 1, okay? Does anybody have a question on that? Okay, let's go to the next one. What do these have in common?
3.
Just a 1, right? I mean, 1, really nothing. I mean, we can pull out a 1, but does that change anything? No. So if there's nothing other than a 1 that can be pulled out, we call it, does anybody know if you can't factor something? No solution, it starts with a P. No, that would be parallel, perpendicular. Seriously, people? We're not working on lines?
What's the
Killing me.
What's the next line?
How about prime?
Oh,
Yes, like Optimus Prime, yes.
Yeah.
Good Lord. All right. So prime, okay, that is not factorable. That's what that means. Not factorable. Okay? Now, the actual answer you are going to put is prime. If it can, nothing can be done to it, you write prime down. Now, do not go prime crazy on me. Do not think that you're going to have 15 primes out of 16 problems so you don't have to do your homework assignment. All right? There is at most 1 to 2 primes ever on any given thing that I'm ever going to give you. You are not going to be prime crazy. Got me? So if you put 5 primes down, I'm not giving you full credit because that's just you being lazy because you don't want to do the work. All right? So don't think prime is your way out because it's not. Okay? Prime is your last resort. The absolute last resort. You don't put it unless you are sure there's nothing that can be done to the problem. Okay? It's not a big deal early on. It becomes a bigger deal later on. All right? You guys want to put prime down when things can happen. Okay? So prime is a last resort. That's how I need you to think of it as. Okay? Yep. All right, last one. Here we go. On this guy, if you have all negatives, you need to pull a negative out. So since I have a -2 and a -4, what number should I pull? -2. Maddie, we just said they're all negative, pull a negative. Okay. Killing me, Maddie. All right, so pull out a -2. Okay, now what about my variables here? X squared, right? So if I have 2 x's on the first guy and 4 x's on the second guy, how many do they have in common?
Oh, 2.
They have 2. Remember, pull the smallest, right? Pull the smallest. So I'm going to pull out a -2, and I'll pull out an x squared. All right? So now, what is -2 divided by -2?
Positive 1.
+1, right? +1. And do I have any variables left
No.
on this first guy? No. Okay. -4 divided by -2?
2.
+2. And do we have any variables left on this guy?
2.
Be 2, right? If 2 come out, there's 2 left over. So x squared would be your answer. So again, if you have all negatives, pull the negative. Okay, so let's go back up top real quick. Let's define GCF. Okay? It is the largest number and variable or variables that a polynomial, remember that just means many parts, a polynomial has in common. Okay, that's right there. Largest number and variables is the big guy there. Okay. All right, and that's the end of our notes for today.